Hi everyone, and welcome back to AB Develops, where you can learn tips and tricks and course content to help you become a web developer. And today, this is going to be more of a getting started kind of video, so if you're following along with my videos, this video would probably be helpful for you to watch, just so that if you want to follow along and you are looking at the content and you want to follow it in order, then and you're a total beginner, this is going to be for you. And a lot of times what you'll see in my videos is you'll see me on an IDE. So what is an IDE? That's probably a term that you may have heard. An IDE is an integrated development environment. And this is so that developers and engineers can write code more efficiently. So you may have seen, and we'll go into a little bit in the console in the browser where you can write code, but that isn't the most efficient way to write code. The most efficient way to write code is in an IDE. You have the code there. It usually allows you to be able to run things in your terminal. We will get to that in a separate video, of course. But the thing that you'll want to do right now is, if you're curious about IDEs and you want to download one and you want to use one, you definitely can. There are several out there that are pretty good. The one that I use most of the time is VS Code. So we can Google that. We can say VS Code IDE. And this gives you a link here to be able to download VS Code. And the great thing about VS Code is you can have it on Windows, Linux, if that's what you're using, or a Mac. Whichever one that you have, you can download it for, and it works pretty nicely. However, the one thing that I would say is, if you're brand new to code and you just want to get started, to follow along with my videos, you don't actually need an IDE. I know that I just said, hey, go ahead and download this, but you probably don't need one. The only thing you really need is something to follow along and to type code into and see how you're getting an output back. So with an IDE, there is a little bit more setup. There is a little bit more extensions that you'll probably want to do, and that is a little more advanced. So if you know how to download an IDE and you know how to work with one, great. Go ahead and use it, and you can follow along with my videos. If you don't, one thing that I would suggest that you do is, in any browser that you have what's called a console. So in Chrome, Edge, Firefox, you can usually right-click, and you'll see this box come up, and you'll click on Inspect, and you'll get a window that pops on either to the right side or the left side, usually the right side there, and you'll get a lot of different tabs up here that allows you to interact with your browser. The one tab that we're going to be focusing on today is the Console tab. Now, this Console tab is pretty cool, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to type code and automatically see your output. So if you're following along with my videos, this will be really good, because you'll be able to type code, get that muscle memory of typing code, and automatically see the output without ever having to run anything. How does this actually work? Well, we're inside what's called a REPL, or a read, evaluate, print, and loop. So what this does is it reads the code, automatically evaluates it, print it out to the console, and then loops back to the beginning. So I'll show you how that works. So let's say that you're following along with one of my courses, and I say 2 plus 2, and we can automatically see that 4 is in the console here. We haven't even typed enter, but 4 is the output down there, and we all know, yes, 2 plus 2 equals 4. We can do other things. For instance, we can do 8 times 8, 64. This is, of course, not limited to mathematical operations, but all different kinds of things that you can do in an IDE that I'll be showing you, different things you can do in this console. The one thing that an IDE has over a console is if you want to start building out projects. And once we get there, I will show you my setup for VS Code, how you would go about downloading that and doing that. But for right now, if you're a beginner, the console in your web browser is just fine for you following along with what I am doing. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who is very, very brand new to code. You don't want to be overwhelmed by a whole bunch of different terms and acronyms, and overwhelmed by a bunch of different things that you have to download. The console in the browser is just sufficient enough for you to follow along with what I'm doing, so that you can get the mechanics down and you don't have to learn too much at one time. So when you're learning to code, you want to take things slow and in bite-sized chunks, bite-sized pieces. All right. So, like I said before, I'm AB Develops. I release weekly content. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you can see all the latest videos if you're learning to code. Awesome. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.